Welcome back. All right, joining us now, we've got Mr. Nandakumar of Manappuram Finance. Let's get into a conversation with him as well on Q1, the gold rally, and lots more. Mr. Nandakumar, thanks so much for joining us. Now, gold prices are at an all-time high. We've been closely monitoring them. They've also contributed to the strong loan growth that you've seen in the gold loan segments and higher profitability at a consolidated level. Take us through the outlook now, on the gold loan business in particular.
Gold loan business is growing not because of price. That is a but gold price helps to some extent. Absolutely. The reason is something that say 10,000. They come with that amount of that quantity of gold only, which are exactly amount. So the impression that LTV goes up with the gold price goes up, so people borrow more. This to some extent, some customers need be borrowing in accordance to the LTV. So that's because that LTV it was back 63% has come down to currently 51%. So with the gold price going up, it is the LTV down. So the gold loan growth is actually created by demand.
What has also led to the decline in gold tonnage quarter on quarter? You just talked about the demand, but in both value terms and volume terms, if we could sort of look deeper at the road ahead and what it's looking like?
So the reason for the decline in tonnage is because of the reason whatever I have told now. The people come with a quantity of gold that is required to raise money as per their requirement. So earlier, for example, when they come with a quantity of say 100 grams, they come with a quantity of say 95 grams. That's the reason why there is a decline in the quantity of gold underlying collateral. So the quarter on quarter growth in volume was around 4.5%. So around 10% of the branches even today were not able to function properly. So for the namesake, some 5% more branches, out of this 10%, half of the branches would be working partially for 1 or 2 hours because we have a large city presence also. So that is once the lockdown is over, I think the scope for growth would be better.
All right, getting a move on, I also wanted to understand, speaking about your non-gold business, provisions have risen on account of the tough macroeconomic environment for MFI, vehicle finance, and even the housing finance business. So do you think that provisions will continue to remain at these elevated levels in the coming quarters as well?
Yeah, we were very conservative in provisioning. We will continue to do that. We are far more aggressive than the regulatory requirement of provisioning. So microfinance that is also impacted by the lockdown. There are also around 10% of the branches are still to catch up as far as the functioning is concerned, because people were not able to reach out to the people also. These microfinance collections are mostly happening through the center meetings. These center meetings are cannot be called now. So we were expecting, in fact, a collection of around 70% during the month of July. But because of the lockdown continued in many places, I hope the collections would be in the range of 67-68% during this month. So what I hope is with more relaxations in the lockdown coming in, I hope the things will be better in August, and by September I think I hope the lockdown will be far more over, and unlock will be complete to the extent of 90%. So my hope is with this by August, September, the collection should touch around 90% in microfinance. So about your question about provisioning, we have made an aggressive provisioning. If the collections are going as I have said, we may not need that sort of aggressive provisioning going forward.
Finally, Mr. Nandakumar, what is your overall AUM forecast for FY21? How are you looking at your product mix shaping up, and how sufficient are you on the capital front? Do you have any capital raising plans on the anvil?
So we have a capital adequacy of around 23%. Even in microfinance, we have a capital adequacy of more than 25%. This is the tier 1. So I don't see any need of raising capital. Regarding growth, in gold loan, we expect around a 10 to 15% growth during the full year. In other segments, we don't expect any meaningful growth during this year, because even though we have started disbursals, post-COVID, our underwriting is tightened now. Because of the tightening of underwriting, the growth, prospects of growth in all the non-gold portfolios this year may be muted. So this year, the maximum expectation of growth is around 10% of the consolidated portfolio, which is mainly coming from gold. So the gold currently is over 70%. Towards the end of the year, this year may move to somewhere around 73-74% gold loan share. And other portfolios, the percentage will come down.
All right, thanks very much for giving us that view on how you're seeing the overall outlook on your financials as well as gold loan AUMs. That's Manappuram Finance for you.